The interview advice I have is similar to interview advice you've heard before. It's be prepared, understand the employer, understand their product, understand their goals, make sure you arrive on time, sharp, make sure you've slept at night. But again, think about that little thing, that little question that they're not expecting you to know or to ask. You're not only getting interviewed, you're interviewing people because you have to go to a job every single day and you have to ensure that you're happy in that job. So prepare yourself up for the obvious, for the basics, being dressed, being on time, being well dressed. You should be dressed when you go to the interview. Being well dressed, being on time, knowing the company, but then think of something. Maybe you go on LinkedIn and you think of the person that's going to interview you, what school they went to. Maybe you have that in common, what sport they played, what other places they worked. Maybe you know somebody that they know to kind of make it, a more gentle process because everybody's nervous. The person interviewing you sometimes just as nervous as you being interviewed because they think you have a great resume. So that's really, there's no real wow. The wow comes when, how do you get in front of the person? Not so much how do you go through the interview, but how do you get the attention to get in the seat to get the interview? Because what people do today is they go online, they look for a job, they send an email with their resume, with a cover letter, and it goes. What people are looking for you to do is they're looking for you to stand out. They're looking for you to do a little bit more. You'll go a lot further. So could that be maybe sending them an envelope, through the mail, through snail mail, maybe a blue envelope, maybe a yellow envelope. Maybe you can find out online what is their company colors. And send it with a personalized hand note or card. No one does that anymore. Everyone is going online and just waiting on their couch going, they don't like me, they don't want me, they don't want to, nobody call me back. Well, what happens now, because it's so easy to apply, people who are not qualified apply. So instead of 100 resumes, you get 500 resumes. So now you have to go through 400 resumes where people aren't qualified. And sometimes the person that's qualified doesn't get the interview because we're so busy that we never get to their resume. So it's very, very important to find that person, to maybe go to their company, to send them a personal email, do something. Like if you want to be the front office manager of a hotel, maybe get a personalized card with the logo of the hotel from you. Or maybe your personal brand, your personal logo, something that stands out. When you're in an interview, you have to remember something, that they want someone to fulfill a need. So understand what that need is. Understand what that role is in a real way so you can explain what you bring to the table in a real way, whether it be go online, whether it be look at their reviews, whether look at their company culture. Know every single thing you can know about that company and what their goals are. Whether they ask you the question or they don't ask you the question, when you're in that meeting, you can bring something to the table that shows value. Number one priority for a company is every employee is an asset. It brings value to their company. And if you're not bringing value, you're not adding value, and you're not another positive asset, then they'll say next. If you're throwing a curveball question in an interview, then you're not doing your homework. You shouldn't have a curveball question. But if they did ask you a question that you really don't know the answer to, be honest. Telling someone you'll get back to them with the answer is not the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing that can happen is that you're lying and you're sweating and you're tap dancing. So if you're confident, you know you've done your homework, you were early and you're prepared for that meeting, and you're throwing a curveball question that you truly can't answer, just ask if you can get back to that person. Because they want honesty. They don't need the answer right then. They're just seeing how you work under pressure. Because companies today, you're always working under pressure. Whether it be timeline pressure, whether it be financial pressure, whether it be peer pressure, you're always working under pressure. So they just want to see how you handle it. So if you don't know something, be honest. And if you don't get the job because you didn't know something, there's no harm. If you didn't get the job because you lied or because you were uncomfortable, that's a problem. Everyone is looking for the same job you're looking for. And if you do a little bit more, you'll go a lot further, you'll get the job. But once you get the job, you have to ask the right questions, you have to be prepared, and always be on time.